Breaking Star Wars news for Star Wars Day, May the 4th, 2020. Taika Waititi has been confirmed to co-write and direct a Star Wars movie for theatrical release. Let's break down this entire story. What's up, everybody? It's Josh. Welcome back to the channel. Use your force powers to smash that like button. Let's get right into this report. This just broke. We were actually streaming over on our live streaming channel, just doing our Star Wars Day stream, playing Battlefront, hanging out with everybody, and everybody brought it up in the chat like, holy crap, Taika Waititi's actually doing a Star Wars movie. And this comes from Star Wars itself, officially announced on StarWars.com. Let's read right from the article here for a bit, and then we'll talk about what we think it means. There's a lot that's packed into this article. Not just the announcement of Taika's movie, but the confirmation of Leslye Headland's show and some other things as well. So here we go. Let's read right from the article. Academy Award winner Taika Waititi to direct and co-write new Star Wars feature film for theatrical release. Oscar nominee Krysty Wilson Cairns to co-write screenplay with Waititi. And then the subline is... Emmy nominee Leslye Headland to write and produce and serve as showrunner for new untitled Star Wars series for Disney Plus. Academy Award winner Taika Waititi, who recently won Best Adapted Screenplay for Jojo Rabbit and directed the widely acclaimed first season finale episode of The Mandalorian on Disney Plus, will direct and co-write a new Star Wars feature film for theatrical release. Joining Waititi on the screenplay will be Academy Award nominee Krysty Wilson Cairns, best known for 1917 Last Night in Soho, who received a BAFTA award for Outstanding British Film of the Year on the three-time Oscar-winning film 1917. In addition, Emmy-nominated writer Leslye Headland from Russian Doll and The Bachelorette is currently developing a new untitled Star Wars series for Disney Plus. Headland will write, executive produced, and serve as showrunner for the series, which adds to a growing list of Star Wars stories for Disney's streaming platform, including The Mandalorian, now in post-production on Season 2, and two other previously announced series, one based on Cassian Andor's life prior to the events of Rogue One, and another following the adventures of Obi-Wan Kenobi between Revenge of the Sith and Star Wars A New Hope. Release dates for both Waititi's and Headland's projects have not yet been announced. All right, so let's get into this. This is big news. Obviously, Star Wars wanted to announce something big for Star Wars Day on May the 4th. I think this is a pretty big deal. I am curious, however, about what movie Taika is actually going to do. Now, my gut tells me that the 2022 film is actually going to move from Star Wars. And I think the perfect excuse or explanation for that will now be the delay from, the pandemic and things like that. But Thor: Love and Thunder was just moved, and it's actually moved up. It will now, or it's now expected to release February 11th of 2022. And so it would just be crazy if Taika Waititi was going to be doing two major blockbusters that would both come out in 1 year. I'm not saying it's impossible, but he's literally going to do Love and Thunder in the same time period that you would think he would be shooting a Star Wars movie that would come out in 2022. So I don't know if this is for the 2022 film. And in the press release from Disney, they say that no date is given to both the Taika project and Leslye Headland's thing. Okay, so that's really interesting. Now, as far as Taika as a choice, I'm into it. I'm excited about it. I think that it's a great choice. It's a great little thing to get people buzzed on Star Wars Day. But it's not the droid I'm looking for. And what I mean is, I know for a fact Lucasfilm has been meeting with creators of a much higher pedigree than Taika Waititi. Now, Taika is great. I'm a big fan of Taika. Love his work. I think he's awesome. Way better than I think a lot of people give him credit for, because his goofy demeanor might detract away from the seriousness of the stuff that he's done. But no, he's really great at all aspects of filmmaking. I think he's a great choice. But my issue here is that he is not of the creative caliber of some of the people I know Star Wars was meeting with and some of the people they want to sort of helm in the next series of Star Wars movies. This really feels to me like a one-off, like a singular story that will just be wrapped up and it's a Star Wars movie. That's awesome. That's great. But I don't think that answers the question or satisfies the needs of many Star Wars fans after Episode 9. After Episode 9, I think most of the fan base is like, okay, what's the next big thing in Star Wars? What's the next big crazy thing coming to Star Wars? This isn't it. Like, if it is, it's such a weird way to announce it. Like, you're going to announce Taika is co-writing and directing a Star Wars movie, which is awesome. But then if you announce an overarching sort of creative force that will be taking a story in several different movies, like similar to the way Dan and Dave were originally going to do their series of movies, that's so weird. What's that creative person going to do? Then come in and tell Taika what to do? That doesn't seem right. So I have no idea what to expect from this Taika Waititi Star Wars movie. It seems cool, but it also seems sort of like a placeholder. That's not exactly the announcement we were looking for. And it's crazy because it would appear Lucasfilm still can't nail down that huge creative that they want to usher in the next level of Star Wars. So maybe Taika will come in and do the 2022 movie, or they'll delay that and then he'll do the new data or whatever, and it just gives them more cushion time. But I was really looking for like the big name, like this person's coming and they're going to watch over and help produce this next 3 to 4 Star Wars movies. This is insane. So I frankly have a mixed feeling about it. I'm like, yeah, no, that's great. Taika's awesome. This is going to be very enjoyable. I'm excited. I'm a Star Wars fan. Of course, give me more Star Wars. But it's just not lining up with some of the things I know from behind the scenes of what they want to do with Star Wars. This really feels like they were like, okay, Taika's a good name. Taika's a big brand. He nailed it on Mandalorian. Let's sign him for a Star Wars movie. That'll get people excited, which is great. But what we really want is the plan. We want to know what the plan is for Star Wars. We want to know what we're doing with the next 10 years of Star Wars movies. Is it High Republic? Is it not High Republic? What's going on with that? Is Taika's movie High Republic? I don't know. But so I'm split on it. I'm pumped, but I'm not like that pumped. And as far as his co-writer, I know very little about this lady, but I mean, apparently she's really good. She wrote 1917, worked on that a good bit. Apparently Last Night in Soho is really cool, but frankly, I don't know much about her. It doesn't get me excited, but it's cool. I mean, she seems capable. That's fine. Now, really interesting that they announced the Leslye Headland project. So it's totally real, totally happening, and they don't mention female-centric in their article. That's really interesting because when Variety got that scoop and broke it, the only thing we knew was that it was going to be female-centric. Now, that caused sort of a massive backlash, and there's all these conspiracy theories about that scoop and about the show. A lot of those are just not true. From what I know from behind the scenes, a lot of the conspiracy theories are not true. But it is interesting that they did not put female-centric in this announcement. But we already know that is what it's going to be. It's going to be female-centric. So, I don't know. I've heard Russian Doll is amazing. The show will probably still be really good, but it's sort of a weird mixed bag of an announcement to be putting out for Star Wars. Look, it's a Star Wars day. We're supposed to be positive on Star Wars. I'm very positive on Star Wars. The end of Clone Wars was dope. That Mandalorian documentary, fantastic. But this announcement, this is like a little bit, it feels like bench warmers for me. Like, this doesn't feel like the big announcement. But then again, things are crazy right now. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. But we know that the Headland project is real now. Definitely want to know what you guys think about that. They clearly are still making Cassian Andor and Obi-Wan Kenobi. They wanted to sort of put that in there and remind us that that's coming. That's great. I think Waititi on a Star Wars movie makes perfect sense. It's brilliant. I just wish it was preceded by some other announcements, and perhaps I would be more comfortable if he was fitting into someone else's like huge vision like he did with Favreau's vision for The Mandalorian. But it is what it is. It's still really cool that he's doing the film. It's going to be a very good time. So that's the announcement and sort of my thoughts on it, guys. I definitely want to know what you think about all of this news in the comments section below. And now let's shout out Benjamin Smith. Indeed, Gunji is the name of the Wookiee Padawan that builds a lightsaber in the Clone Wars. So shout out to you, Benjamin. And now let's ask another nerd card question before we get out of here. I want to know, from what age was Cassian Andor involved in the war in the galaxy? He says this in Rogue One, that he has been in the war since an early age. What age did Cassian Andor get into the war in Star Wars Rogue One? Answer that question in the comments section below. If you absolutely need more nerdy content in your life, you can click or tap over there to get lost on a nerdy rabbit hole on some of our content, or come on by our streams that we do every day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time over on our live streaming channel. Like this video if you liked it, or if you want to take your support to the next level, join the list of awesome people you'll see below, and check out our Patreon for some behind-the-scenes content. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.